In this episode, we're going to explore how selling courses is both easier and harder with AI, and how you can position yourself for success. Join me as we embark on an exploration of how AI is reshaping the very foundations of education, from the way courses are meticulously designed and created to how they are dynamically delivered to learners around the globe. Welcome to the Leverage Business Podcast, where we believe business success is about working smarter, not harder, leveraging your time and expertise in ways that fit the digital age you and your clients live in today. I'm your host, Jay Allison, author of Leverage Consulting in the Digital Age and founder of the iSuccess Business Academy. And every episode, I'll be sharing insights into how you can apply the power of leverage to grow your consulting, coaching, or other expert services business and create true freedom and independent success with mindset, marketing, and money model breakthroughs. Because when you get leveraged, the sky's the limit. Let's go for it. Welcome to what I hope is another enlightening episode of our podcast series. Today, I invite you to delve into the fascinating intersection of artificial intelligence and the realm of online education. In part one of this series of 3, I talked about the evolution of AI and its role in business operations, including illustrating its use cases across a diverse set of industries. I outlined quite a broad range of opportunities that generative AI tools and chatbots presents for everyday business tasks, especially customer support. I highlighted the challenges to consider and practical steps you can take to get started leveraging AI in your business. And then in part 2, we delved into the business jurisdictions of marketing and sales, uncovering the transformative power of AI to develop marketing campaigns, enhance customer engagement, and propel sales and revenue. Today, let's address a third dimension where AI and generative AI tools like ChatGPT in particular are really disrupting established industries and business practices, leading to profound changes in market dynamics. And that's in the arena of online education. The proliferation of online courses in the age of AI and the likes of ChatGPT has led to increased competition, making it more challenging to stand out with your course in a crowded market. In this episode, we'll explore how selling courses is both easier and harder with AI, and how you can position yourself for success. Join me as we embark on an exploration of how AI is reshaping the very foundations of education, from the way courses are meticulously designed and created to how they're dynamically delivered to learners around the globe. Let's kick off talking a little bit about the future of learning. As someone who works at the forefront of digital transformation, I'm often asked about future technologies and what's going to change. It's a good question, of course, but hard to answer in terms of specifics. For business strategy purposes, the best questions to plan around are more towards what's not likely to change. The future of learning is being shaped by the boundless potential of AI, and it's best not to look at the tools themselves so much as what they enable in your business, and for learners and participants of the courses and programs that you develop. I'm certainly intending to guide my clients through this transformative journey so they can position their offerings in a distinctive way and leverage their time, expertise, and resources in an efficient manner. This is how you gain competitive advantage. This 3-part series is a prelude to my forthcoming book, The AI Advantage, a short monograph to accompany the larger desk reference, Leverage Consulting in the Digital Age. And the aim is to highlight both possibilities and pitfalls of AI, which I hope will point you to many of the genuine ways that can accelerate small businesses' profitability and growth. If you don't know my background in technology-enhanced practice, you'll be intrigued or amused maybe to hear that my experience with online education actually hails back to the early 90s. Yes, I am that old. And I've seen a lot of technology transformation over the decades. Back in 1993, I was living in the Netherlands, and in my first job after my PhD, I married an Englishman and we decided to look for our next jobs in the UK. So I applied for a research job and threw my hat in the ring for what seemed at the time to be a quirky opportunity to manage a national centre for a Computers in Teaching initiative. As fate would have it, I didn't get the research position. I got the quirky other job. The rest is history, and I did a walkthrough of my career in educational technology and digital transformation back in episode 11, also as a webinar. And I'll put the link in the show notes for those of you who are interested. To cut a long story short, this sent me down a path of teaching, e-learning design and digital marketing. And I always say that when you look back, there's usually a pattern. And mine has been about technology-enhanced strategies for doing things better, faster, and with more impact. Back before the world had the web, before blogs, before any virtual learning environments existed, we had a bunch of basic tools and object-oriented programming. But even then, we were innovating from a pedagogic standpoint and constructing the technologies as best we could to support and pilot them. There was a lot of things that we wanted to be able to do for students in the online environment. We wanted them to be able to publish and see and share work. So for me, while the name may have chopped and changed, technology-enhanced learning, online courses, e-learning, digital is far from new to me. My research and application of technology in teaching and learning goes back 3 decades. If you do a search on my original PhD name, Jacqueline Allison Dempster, you'll see a fair few publications by me in this field. And now AI, that's a different story. While online education has certainly surged in popularity since I started my first internet business back in 2004, AI emerges as a pivotal catalyst for enhancing the online learning experience. But AI is more than just a tool. It's a beacon of innovation that empowers educators and institutions to create adaptive, personalized, and engaging learning environments. Imagine a world where every learner has a personal tutor adapting to their unique pace and style of learning. Envision a classroom where assessments are not limited to standardized tests, but are based on a deep understanding of each student's strengths and weaknesses. AI brings these visions to life by analyzing vast amounts of data, adapting curriculum in real time, providing instant feedback, and fostering collaborative learning experiences. In this episode, we're going to explore the myriad ways in which AI is revolutionizing online education, from personalized learning pathways to intelligent tutoring systems. AI is redefining online learning, making it more accessible, engaging, and effective than ever before. It's really exciting. The next decade promises to unlock the full potential of education in the digital age. Whether you're an educator passionate about enhancing your students' learning experiences, or a lifelong learner eager to embrace the possibilities of AI-driven education, AI is reshaping the future of learning. Over the past decades, the rise of the internet, online courses, and e-learning platforms has made information and knowledge more accessible than ever before. No longer the territory of universities, colleges, and schools, many individuals and businesses are now creating and selling courses on various subjects. That's not new. Now, with generative AI powering content creation, there's been a massive proliferation of online courses. That's what's new. Because it's so much easier and faster now to create a course using generative AI tools like ChatGPT. Brokerage businesses that sell other people's online courses like LinkedIn Learning, formerly Lynda, Udemy, Teachable, and others have grown massively from the consumer demand for online courses. Certainly here, teachers are still very much involved in the instructional design of the course, but are no longer necessarily involved in its delivery. I still recall the early days in 1993 when I left research and started this career in e-learning. We didn't even call it e-learning back then. It was computers in teaching, which, as you can gather, meant the opportunity was much more teacher-centric, focused on efficiency and at best versatility. Instructional design, as it's still called in North America, which here has evolved into curriculum design and learning design, or design for learning, was originally much less about students and the learner experience. Later, we called it educational technology, and then the field deliberately shifted focus. We started to use the term technology-enhanced learning and later e-learning. One might argue that the past 20 or so years have been about taking academia and teachers out of the process. With AI, the next 20 years will be about placing teachers back at the heart of both curriculum design and delivery. This proliferation of online courses has been like the frog in the pan of water, gradually dying as the water heats up. When you jump into that pan now, you feel how hot the water is and tread carefully. And there's a new tidal wave of competition that hit us in the last few months. Excuse the mixed metaphors. Course creators today, the water's so hot it's bubbling with increased competition, which makes it way more challenging to stand out in a crowded market. If courses are part of your business model, as experts and teachers, we're now increasingly hitting up against the age of artificial intelligence, which has brought about significant changes to the way we learn and consume information, as well as the speed at which we can create reasonably good content. However, despite the vast opportunities presented by this trend, selling courses in the arena where non-experts are using tools like ChatGPT is not without its challenges. How do we overcome the obstacles to selling courses in the age of AI? There's no doubt that AI has seriously disrupted the traditional education system, not only by offering a way to create content at lightning speeds, but also its ability to deliver adaptive material and provide instant feedback to learners in ways that support personalized experiences. This in itself means that selling online courses has become a major risk area for many education institutions and online training providers, as well as educational entrepreneurs, course creators, and instructional designers. Designing online courses that are differentiated in value terms in the marketplace has therefore become more complex. Some of the biggest obstacles include the oversaturation of the market, the need for personalized learning experiences, as I mentioned, and the challenge of maintaining relevance and currency in the market. Let's address this head-on by understanding one important differentiator, the value perception gap. The most obvious question people ask in the age of AI is how will people know that your expert course is different to mediocre courses based on content created using AI? The topic would suggest it's the same thing you'll learn, right? So from a business standpoint, this represents a value perception gap for selling your online courses that you'll now have to cross. It's actually nothing to do with your credentials or skills. It's all about positioning and pricing. Before the age of artificial intelligence and chatbots, and way before anyone started talking about hybrid courses, I've always made a big differentiation between information, knowledge, and understanding, and in particular, the ability for someone to apply what they're learning. Let me explain. With information-based courses, you'll definitely learn something, but you won't necessarily be able to do anything differently, or at least not competently or effectively. With an educational course, the design is typically a content plus model. Only one component of how you help a student learn is content. The plus part is where the magic happens. Content in the absence of application and feedback does not usually help with understanding or effective application. Content's only one component of how we construct new meaning from the information we're being exposed to and the knowledge that we're gaining. Think of it as rooms in a house. Constructing the rooms does not generally give you a well-designed home. Information and even knowledge is what we call adaptive learning. If this is the only component, it does not on its own bring about any kind of shift in thinking or performance. What's missing is dialogue, and that's where you, the expert, come in. Whether it's feedback or coaching or peer learning, that learning loop is where the magic happens. A content-only course without support is more like a book. It's one-way transmission of information. Even if you give a few exercises, the learner doesn't know whether they've improved or not. Without dialogue, the reader or learner has no opportunity to find out if what they think or understand is in fact accurate, or what they're doing is any better, or how to further improve. And this is all assuming that the AI-generated content is any good in the first place. It may look amazing and sound impressive, as ChatGPT content often does, but does it get the facts right? A learner won't be able to tell. That's why they're a learner. So how do you make sure your potential customer knows the difference? So here's what I call my course builder's ninja strategy. And the good news is that there's two transformational ways around the problem. Both are ninja strategies that turn a disadvantage into your advantage. Used together, these approaches have driven every client sale I've ever acquired, be it consulting gigs, business growth delivery contracts, or my coaching programs. The first ninja element is that of building value in the mind of your buyer. When you differentiate for your client the difference between knowing what to do and being able to actually do it, the value perception increases. This is usually where you're able to wrap a guarantee around the outcomes they'll get. And the more high level those outcomes, the more of you will be needed in course design terms. When you make the case for more, better, faster in ROI terms, including the cost of inaction, the value perception increases enormously. AI-generated content or courses undoubtedly can't make such claims and promises. But even given a set of instructions, recommendations, and areas for improvement, my clients still have to figure out on their own how to implement it all. They can ask ChatGPT for a step-by-step, but given most transformation is complex, it's likely no substitute for using a true expert consultant or coach who's been in the trenches and can offer real insights based on experience. Drawing on mountains of dubiously reliable data or the latest trend from across the internet does not provide a valuable strategic implementation plan, nor help you execute even a valuable one. You need the insights and perspective to know even what prompts to give it, or what will and won't work when you get the answers, particularly in relation to specific contexts. This is why at the end of every business audit or strategy call, I'll ask, is everything clear? Does what I suggest make sense to you? And prompting the next engagement, given our expertise in this area, having helped hundreds of businesses like yours over the last 20 plus years, would you like some help to implement this? The second ninja element is that of seeding demand by involving your target market, the people who want the transformation that your course or program delivers. It works through a process of co-creation. What do I mean by that? Well, essentially, you involve your pilot participants in co-shaping and co-building the curriculum. It's a classic case of learning by creating. I first did this back in my university days when I was doing both curriculum development and professional staff development. You know how I mentioned about gluing things together to use that early technology to do clever pedagogic stuff? Well, I was running some pretty exciting national educational innovation projects working collaboratively with subject matter experts in academic departments. The tutors asked the students to co-create the content for a new course for the next cohort, and the course evolved every year. Bear in mind that this was in the late 90s, early noughties, where there were no website builders, no learning management systems, not even blogs. We were literally gluing things together, forcing a rudimentary system in order to innovate what we wanted students to create and share and talk about. What's really cool about this approach to piloting a new course is you're getting market research as you seed the idea behind the course. In terms of selling courses, as opposed to students on university courses, you're giving people context so they understand what the course will achieve for them and they take ownership of the result they want. And the outlining, drafting and shaping of the material is where the skill lies. In the age of AI and ChatGPT, this is the emerging new role of the prompt engineer. The bad news, as Danny Inney proclaims in his latest book, Guide on the Side, is that AI has introduced another challenge or obstacle into the mix. And that's the fast growth of spamification. You've heard of gamification. Well, this is the opposite. It's about people spewing out mediocre content, mediocre courses, and questionable education. If you're listening, not reading this, note the use of quotation marks. Danny is CEO of Miracy, a company that specializes in the business of online courses. I coach on their ACES Acceleration business program, so I'm intimately acquainted with him and the co-authors of this very insightful book, Guide on the Side. It's just out on Amazon, and I reviewed it just as I'm producing this episode. In the business marketplace, AI has caused a downward pressure on pricing and people's willingness to pay premium prices. Even for a course that's well above average, way more than mediocre, the sheer volume of low-cost and free courses drives prices down. As Danny puts it, AI wears a convincing mask. The content you can produce using GPT tools like ChatGPT look super impressive. In fact, it's really, really good. And that exacerbates the problem and challenges experts like us to go beyond the early adopter advantage. In terms of design for learning, the market just isn't yet able to see the difference between information, knowledge, and real education. It may not even recognize the difference between automated chatbot conversations and expert coach conversations. But that's a different story. And yes, if you're creating content and building courses that are used as part of a blended learning experience, you can rise above all of that. But only if your target audience knows the difference. And for most people, it's a real blind spot. So before we wrap up, I'd like to share a free resource that you can download that takes you through the 7 biggest challenges for selling courses in the age of AI and how to overcome them. Of course, there are more than 7, but this will get you started thinking through how to make online courses work in your business, even with the rise of AI and the proliferation of content and courses in the marketplace. You can get this free guide from my website, jallison.com. Go to the Academy menu, pull down, and you'll see free stuff, and it's in the online courses section, about halfway down. And I'll put the link in the show notes too. And just to whet your appetite to go get the free guide, the 7 biggest challenges of selling online courses in the age of AI are as follows. Number 1, competition from AI-powered learning platforms. Number 2, keeping up with the latest AI trends and technologies. Number 3, ensuring data privacy and security. 4, developing AI-powered content and delivery systems. 5, adapting to changing client or student expectations. 6, effectively marketing and promoting courses. And 7, overcoming skepticism and resistance to AI. Now, I've also got a workbook with 100 plus ideas to boost online course sales. It's $27. If you want more inspiration, there's an option to get that at the end of the guide. Okay, so let's just take stock. Let's talk about some key takeaways here. Selling online courses in the age of AI, it presents unique challenges, but also significant opportunities for educators and online platforms. Online courses have become an increasingly popular form of education in recent years, with the rise of e-learning platforms over the last couple of decades especially, and more recently the fast pace of advancements in technology such as AI and chatbots. Tools like ChatGPT present unique challenges that educators and online learning providers must overcome to ensure success. In that free guide I mentioned, I take you through 7 of the biggest challenges to selling online courses, and I've provided some strategies for overcoming them. By leveraging the power of AI, educators and online businesses alike can develop and deliver high-quality, personalized and engaging online courses that meet the needs and expectations of today's students. Traditional one-size-fits-all courses are no longer enough to meet the diverse learning needs and preferences of today's learners. Instead, learners expect courses that are tailored to their individual needs, interests, and learning styles. They want to be engaged and entertained, as well as educated and empowered. I really liked this article in Medium by Sukant Khurana, who talks about using AI to provide personalized learning experiences that save educators time and headaches, so we can focus on the more human aspects of supporting our learners. To create a unique learning experience that can only happen with a human teacher, facilitator, or coach, course creators need to focus on creating courses that offer personalized learning experiences. This could involve incorporating interactive elements such as quizzes, assessments, and simulations that adapt to learners' progress and provide individualized feedback. It could also involve offering different learning paths or modules that allow learners to choose the topics and skills they want to focus on. In addition to incorporating personalized learning experiences into courses, course creators can also leverage AI and machine learning technologies to enhance the learning experience further. For instance, AI-powered chatbots could provide personalized support and guidance to learners, while machine learning algorithms could analyze learners' data to provide insights into their learning progress and areas of improvement. By creating personalized learning and leveraging AI technologies, course creators can meet the growing demand for customized and adaptive experiences in the age of AI. Taken together, the overriding challenge to businesses that sell online courses and programs is that of maintaining relevance and currency. In today's fast-paced and rapidly changing world, information and knowledge become outdated quickly, making it essential for course creators to continually update and refresh their course material to remain relevant. Course creators and educational entrepreneurs need to adapt a growth mindset and embrace lifelong learning themselves. They need to stay up to date with the latest trends, technologies, and industry developments and incorporate these into their learning experiences. They also need to be open to feedback from clients and students and continually seek ways to improve and enhance their learning designs. So that's a wrap. This mini-series has aimed to bring together a compilation of articles and perspectives around the impact of AI on business, on marketing and on sales, and finally here on online course building. I hope this has been insightful to you. Please go find some more in the guide, the 7 biggest challenges and what to do about them. And again, blatant plug, be closing off registration for advanced reader copies of my forthcoming book, The AI Advantage: How Small Businesses and Service Professionals Can Leverage the Power of AI for Increased Creativity, Productivity and Profitability. And that's it for our AI series, and all the rest is in my book. So look out for that. And I hope that this has been helpful. Please send me any questions and any comments, any responses. I'd love to hear and build your responses into the final manuscript of the book. So take care. Have a great, productive week. Ciao, ciao for now. Thank you for listening to the Leverage Business Podcast. Want to create leverage in your business? Did this episode provide some insights and ideas to be thinking through? If so, subscribe so you get alerts when the next one's released. If you want to learn more or would like help and support with building a leveraged business that achieves true freedom for you, then head over to jallison.com/podcast to find all the resources and links that go with this show on my website, and to join our iSuccess community. And if you're enjoying our content, it would be great if you could pop into Apple Podcasts or the app you listen from and leave me a rating and review. Everyone makes a difference to improving our rankings. So thank you if you've done that already. I appreciate you. So hey, that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you've loved this episode and have some great takeaways to be thinking through. I wish you a pleasant, productive and profitable week, and I'll see you again next time for another episode of the Leverage Business Podcast.